Hello, welcome or welcome back to Heretic Owl Tarot. My name is Liz and I will be guiding you on this journey today. I keep feeling called to make a little intro. I don't know, like it kind of almost feels like setting expectations. I'm not even, honestly, it keeps like cycling through my brain though to do it. And I feel like that alone is reason enough, to listen to it. So I'm not going to take any card. I'm just going to shuffle and I'm just going to blab for a second. I'm not going to take any cards that come out though, because this is going to be the intro for all 24 readings that I do, because I cannot repeat myself that many times. Like I will legitimately implode. So, tarot for me has always been a way of organizing my thoughts and feelings. When I first got into tarot myself, like some big life things happened. And I needed to organize my thoughts. I needed to organize my feelings, and which is very Virgo moon of me with my Cancer rising, right? It's like, that the over analyzing, write everything down. And literally that's what I did. I had a whole notebook, and I had a page dedicated to every single tarot card. And I went through every tarot deck I had at the time and I wrote down the keywords. I was watching tarot videos on YouTube myself. And anytime somebody would say something about a specific card that resonated with me or was like, ooh, that's actually a really cool perspective or way of like understanding that card or combination of cards. And I would write it down in my little notebook. And then I kind of expanded from there and started giving friends and family tarot readings. But anyway, all of that is to say, right? Like I'm not psychic. I'm not claiming to be psychic. I do know these cards and I trust the cards that come out. I trust the order that they do. I trust the message that is being given to me. So funny. There's the Queen of Swords. And also, that's why I explain each card, because it's definitely part of my own processing, but also giving you information on the cards so that you can use your own discernment. You can check in with your own intuition, because we all have it. And maybe I'm not saying what is coming through for you about a specific card, but that is very much a message for you to honor. So definitely pay attention to that, right? Like definitely pay attention to any type of whispers, feelings, just things that are dropping into your consciousness as you are watching these readings, because no doubt that is a message for you. I'm more than likely not predicting necessarily anything for you. I am probably confirming what you already know to be true in your situation. But also that is very important, right? Because, if you have confirmation that, again, right, like your thoughts, your feelings, the experience, the circumstance that you're going through right now is actually what is going on, then it almost like frees up the energy. It frees up some mind space, some consciousness, almost even like opens your receptors to what's next. Like, okay, that is true. I don't have to necessarily focus on that so much anymore and kind of, spin my wheels on that. But yeah, so again, right? I mean, I may not be predicting anything for you. It's interesting because like, I don't necessarily think that's like my purpose right now, but at the same time, like I do feel like that's changing a little bit for me. And I'm keeping my receptors open, right? Like I'm welcoming the energy, however it is going to change, if it does. who knows? So yeah, like I said, I'm here to confirm things. I mean, who knows? Possibly predict shit. But where I thought there was, okay. Like I thought there I saw a card that was turned over. And ultimately allow energy to flow. So anyway, I think that is all that I want to say. For the time being, I can't tell you. I have no clue if I'm going to repeat something similar in the next series of videos. I mean, I don't know. Honestly, it's interesting. We'll see what happens. We go where the energy takes us as long as it feels good. And it did. So we did it. And with that, we're going to get into the readings. Also, before we both forget, hit that subscribe button. Just go ahead and do it. Hit the like button. Leave a comment would be cool too. But yeah, okay. With that being said, let's get into the readings. Great. So, I actually, I feel like I've already said this, and I did in the manifestor reading. So, and this is why I always record an intro one time and just put it at the beginning of all the readings, because I struggle with repeating myself. Anyway, so I'm pretty short on time, and I was really starting to stress myself out about not being able to get all of the 12 human design profile readings done before I won't be able to sit down and do a reading for about 2 weeks or so. And so anyway, I was really kind of starting to stress myself out about it. And then I was like, oh, I can do it, and putting a lot of pressure on myself, and that doesn't work either. And then one of the 3,000th time that I was thinking about it, it literally occurred to me to just do the readings by type versus doing all 12 profile readings, because now it knocks it down to 4, which I can totally do, and I feel really good about. So the manifestor reading was super cool. This is the reading for generators, whether you are a manifesting generator or a generator. Either way, and I don't have a plan for the spread. We're just going to shuffle until some cards come out. We'll see what the message is for generators. That is way too many cards. We would be here for an hour. We have the 10 of Wands. Feeling a little burnt out. Careful with that. The Ace of Cups. The Emperor. Maybe one more card. Or 2 more cards. The Strength card and 7 of Swords. And then we have the 6 of Wands at the bottom of the deck. We're going to keep these together since they've kind of came out together. Yeah, I mean, like I said, with the 10 of Wands, burnout. The 10 of Wands also, it's burden. Truly, I mean, they're lugging these 10 wands uphill. And they look like, they're exhausted. So again, generators, sacral people, are definitely prone to burnout. I think it maybe takes a little longer, but also I think once you have experienced true burnout, I honestly believe that you become really fucking sensitive to it. And maybe that's just my experience. But also too, I mean, let me know. Let me know anything. I would love to hear your experience with any of this. But I'm a manifesting generator. So, like I said, I just kind of feel in my experience, and they say, right, it takes 3 to 5 years to recover, to heal from burnout. And I think that also depends on the depth of the burnout, because Burnout happens especially for sacral people when you are putting your energy into shit that you don't care about, right? That it doesn't give you a sacral yes. It doesn't feel good. You know, like your body, your mind is like constantly telling you no, and you're like, I have to fucking do this for whatever reason, right? Um or, you know, you think you should, you have an obligation to it, there's a responsibility there, you know, whatever the case may be. And truly that that's where burnout comes from, because you know your sacral is there to give you a yes or no. It's there to help you enter into the quote unquote correct experiences for you, even if they were correct at first and then it changed. However, though, tens are a completion. And I love that, like, right behind that, we have the Ace of Cups. So, whatever this Ten of Wands, this uphill battle that you have been going through, or that you feel like you've been going through, or whatever, right? I mean, I see wands too as being information by way of experience. These are all the things that you have tried, all the things that you have done, all the skills that you have acquired. You know, it's all information, right? And we're just lugging it around. So there could be things that you need to let go of. There could be things you need to delegate out, right? Literally, what is the point of lugging all these brooms around? Also, I just, like, after I had my eyes closed for a second, I opened them and looked at this card, and immediately got this, like, thing about, again, like this obligation, like feeling like you have to do something for other people. Because let's say this person is carrying all these wands up this hill for other people, for somebody else. That's a lot of responsibility to take on. And where the fuck is anybody else? Okay? Can nobody else literally carry up one wand? Like, or two? You kidding me? Also, though, I feel like with, you know, generators, manifesting generators, just because you feel like you have the energy for it does not mean you need to use your energy on it. Again, like, this is very like strategy and authority stuff, right? Either you are a pure generator and you get that yes or no from your gut, that or from your gut, or however that comes through for you, whether it's, you know, just a good or bad feeling. Be careful with butterflies, because I feel like, you know, butterflies have screwed me every once in a while, right? Like, kind of, I took it as excitement, but it was actually anxiety. Okay. Or, you know, maybe you're emotional. You have emotional authority, and it's, you know, waiting for the wave, right? You know, the high, the excitement, the hell yeah, I could do that, no problem, right? But like, if you would have waited, you would have dipped down into that. That sounds terrible. No, I don't want to do that. Why would I take that full responsibility on myself? And then maybe you come to a neutral point where, again, right, you're like, well, I'll carry some of them. I'll do like my part, right? Like, I'm not going to take the whole batch up there, though, because that is difficult. And also, that is using a lot of my life force energy that, again, like, may not be designated for that full task. And that's what I was saying, right? Like, burnout. It's, you know, it's doing things that literally you don't even want to do for whatever reason you're doing them. We're all guilty of it. I mean, constantly, right? Like, no matter how much awareness you have around this, it's so easy to just kind of slip back into saying yes, especially saying yes when the answer was actually no, but then also not changing your mind in the middle, because truly, I mean, we could change our mind in a split second. You could say yes and be like, actually, I don't know why I said that. Let me edit. Backspace, delete. Or at some point be like, you know what, this is as far as I'm going with all of them. So send some people down to come grab a couple brooms. Otherwise they're, you know, the majority of them are going to stay there. Right? I mean, like, I think you got my point, right? And what's also interesting, like I said, we have the Ace of Cups right next to it. It feels like clearing out some energy so that your cup can't, and actually, see, right in the middle of saying that, I'm like, not going in the right direction. This is focusing on filling your own cup, healing yourself. What gives you life? Like, truly. Because the 10 of Wands, that's putting a lot of energy into something that you are getting nothing in return. Again, burnout. The Ace of Cups here, literally their cup is overflowing. It's feeding this little plant down here, watering this little plant. This cat is drinking from it. There's this cauldron going over here. You know, there's even just this squiggly around their head, to me feels like, you know, being connected to like higher consciousness. These two doves, even, I mean, just look at the difference in energy here. Exhausted, not. This is like, you know, feeling rejuvenated. Taking care of your own needs, self-care. You know, what is it that fills your own cup? What is it that you want to put your energy and your attention into? That is also going to give back to you, but also give back to other people. Because this isn't it. However, whatever this 10 of Wands is here, isn't it? This is. The Ace of Cups is, though, it's also, you know, like I think about all of a sudden the white rabbit from The Matrix. And they say in that, choice is just an illusion. You already know what you want to do. That's also this. Because, you know, following your intuition, following your gut, following your sacral yes, that is the thing that not only is going to keep you energized. Like, I mean, you would have like fucking energy infinite if we were continuously following the things that excited us, the yes that we got, right? Like, that's that whole waiting to respond. Like, life is constantly happening and we're constantly, you know, making decisions or whatever, right? If we said no to the things that were no's, you know, in our design or in our authority, and said yes to the things that were sacral yeses, or again with the emotional authority that you came to a neutral stance on, this burnout, like, it wouldn't even be possible. The Emperor, taking charge, being a leader, making decisions. That's also Mars, Aries. I'm doing this reading on Saturday when there's an Aries solar eclipse. I mean, it's already passed, but the Emperor has come out in both readings that I've done for the human design types, though. So there is this energy about taking charge of something, of your life, of the situation, of the whatever. In the book, it says, lead and others will follow. See? Strength lies not in might, but in experience and the wisdom that comes from it. Embrace your own strength, or to bring more order to your world. It can also be a gentle hint that you are, shall we say, a tad too determined to have things your way. Yeah. I keep looking back at this 10 of Wands, dude. Like, no. Put the wands down. Wherever, like, literally wherever you are in the process. You're doing too much of the lifting. And also, too, again, like, focus your energy on what it is right now that you have an interest in, and do not, as much as you can, worry about all the other shit, all these other wands, right? Like choose one. Take one wand with you. The Ace of Wands, right? I mean, I know we don't have it on the table, but and no doubt the time will come for you to address, the other things, and they'll just naturally show up in your world if of course they're meant to. Strength and the 7 of Swords. It's interesting. The Emperor mentioned strength, right? Like, what did it say? Strength lies not in might, but in experience and the wisdom that comes from it. Honestly, this feels to me like you're telling yourself that it can't be done, or that like you don't have what it takes, or it's something. It's like the Strength card is determination, perseverance. I mean, we can see that this witch is like keeping this tornado back here at bay, right? Like there's no concern. This lion is licking their hand. The cat, seems to be okay. There's like everything is fine type of feeling from this, right? And anytime, like with tornadoes, and I literally, I was just telling a friend about this the other day, but for me, like anytime I feel really overwhelmed, like just truly out of nowhere, I start like thinking about too many things. I'm both in the past and too far in the future at the same time. It literally feels like I turn into a tornado. It just like the energy just starts swirling around. I feel like, my feet are being lifted off the ground. And also too, just how destructive a tornado can be in a short amount of time. The ground that it can cover, I mean, truly like going from 0 to 60 in a matter of like seconds, right? Like, so it's interesting because, like she is controlling this tornado from a distance. So again, like it just feels to me, since that is for me a representation of like just keeping the anxiety at bay, keeping the worry, the fear, the doubt, and truly, I mean, that is exactly what the 7 of Swords is too. It's self-sabotage. It's limiting beliefs. Brene Brown calls them, gremlins, right? Like shame stories, guilt, whatever. I mean, the 7 of Swords also talks about trickery, manipulation, thievery, whatever. And of course, too, like it could just be a reminder to remain in your integrity. But I get like with this pairing and the rest of the reading, it really does feel like a belief that it can't be done, that you don't have what it takes. And in the book, it talks about not jumping to conclusions. Really stay out of your head, like literally as much as possible. That is like just the worst place to be for most people. Definitely me. And in the realm of human design, we don't make decisions from the head center because it's a pressure center. The head and the root, we don't make decisions from there because there's an immediate pressure to act on, to do, to whatever, move, to, do something with the idea, right? Like, and maybe it's not right now. Maybe it's not even for you. It could be sharing the idea with somebody else, and that's what they needed to hear. And it's like, it's been satisfied. But, we allow any of that pressure to drop into our strategy and authority, and we get a yes or no from that. So yeah, the book says, I'm carrying this stuff with me, but am I running away or running to? Also interesting how there's like this windstorm going on. And, again, like with this tornado, um, the Seven of Swords can be a warning to be alert. Whatever situation you're in the midst of may be more complicated than it appears to be, and it might be hard to know who to trust. If something seems off, you should probably listen to your instincts. On the other hand, don't jump to conclusions. There may be a perfectly reasonable explanation for that guy walking off with all your jewelry. Maybe he's just taking it to be cleaned. Okay, I mean, and even again, like going back to this tornado thing here, right? Like, don't allow yourself to get wrapped up into that, at least not for very long, as much as you can, right? Like, recognize when the tornado is getting closer and do what you can to like just put your feet back on the floor to ground yourself. Recognize how much of that is coming from either your head or your root. I'm saying, head or mind because we have swords here. We have the Six of Wands, Queen of Cups, King of Cups. Six of Wands, recognition, success. This could be that lead and they will follow thing, even though I think that was the Emperor. But true, do you want to be in this position or do you want to be in this position? Like, do you want to be in the Ten of Wands energy or do you want to be in the Six of Wands energy? I would choose the Six of Wands. Even literally just based on the imagery, the illustration on the card, right? Either way, though, there is going to be some recognition here. You certainly will be recognized for the effort and the work that you are putting in. The Six of Wands is victory after battle. It is being recognized. It's, literally receiving your flowers. The Queen of Cups. Interesting that we have the Queen and the King here. This could be meeting a connection. It doesn't have to be male, female, it doesn't have to be romantic. It certainly can be if that's what you're looking for. But it's just a divine, like, fated connection. The Queens are when we embody the energy of the suit ourselves. We learn to work with the energy. We learn to master it. We learn to give it to ourselves. We got to know, like, how it works, how it feels before we can share it then with other people. So this is, I was even talking with the Ace of Cups, right? Literally taking care of yourself, nurturing yourself. She's pregnant. What is it that you want to create? It doesn't have to be obviously like biological reproduction. It could be a good omen for that if that's what you're looking for. But in tarot, pregnancy is literally creating something in your own image. What is it that you want to give birth to? What is it that you are incubating, growing, nurturing? She is still pregnant in this card. So, still kind of in the design phases or, again, the incubation stages. Sorry, Amazon rolled up and my dog went crazy. And I'm like, what was I talking about? Even this cat over here, like there's these kittens, the fish are jumping out of the... There's dolphins back there. Truly, it could even, like, the vision that you have, or, like the thing that you do want to create. It could be affecting multiple people, benefiting multiple people. It doesn't necessarily have to be people too, but like, there's no other people on this card. So, it doesn't have to be like another person or group of people or whatever, but like, whatever it is, it could have an effect on many different things. And see, this is what I love about tarot, right? Is that in the Queen of Cups, we're talking about something still in the works, right? Like it hasn't, excuse me. I think they're gone. Thank you. Right? Like there's still, it hasn't fully formed yet. It's not out in the world yet. Right? With the King of Cups, now he's like in the middle of it to me. She's on the land. He's like in the middle of the literal ocean. Not that that's like where you're going to be, but also kings are the highest expression of the suit. It is being a leader. It is being an authority. It's also leading with your heart, leading with your intuition, leading with your authority. I kind of love how we start over here with like, and literally over here is like this kind of beautiful like unfolding of what is possible if you direct your energy in a different way. Even look at this, the 8, which is also interesting because we have the 8 of Wands and the 7 of Pentacles. So the Strength card is an 8, the 7 of Swords. So I don't know. I mean, maybe there's something to that. But 8 of Wands, again, with this tornado. But all these wands are up in the air. She has control of it. Multiple different things start happening. Things could start moving very fast too. 7 of Pentacles, putting in the work. This is like the physical work to actualize something, materialize something, building something here. It's putting your resources into it, your time, your physical presence, your labor. Don't kid yourself though. Don't allow yourself to kid yourself about your capacity to do this, your ability, your strength. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for allowing me to read your cards. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.